Hey guys, it's Esiri and welcome back to my YouTube channel. How you doing? Hello, if this is the first time clicking to any of my videos, hi, my name is Esiri. This is Carson, and today we are going to be doing Q&A. We're going to be answering some of the questions. A couple weeks ago I asked you guys on like my community post to ask me some questions. I got some few questions, and I also added some questions from one time a long time ago. I said people should ask me questions, but we never did the Q&A. So I added those questions too. So thanks to everyone who sent some questions, and yeah, we're just gonna jump right into the questions. Don't forget to subscribe, like, do all that good stuff that you're supposed to do. Let's jump into the video. Okay, all right, first question is I don't think I'm going to be calling people's name because I'm not sure if you want your name to be called, but this person says, and I think this question is directed to me. She says, as a black educated woman,
that's definitely for me.
Yeah, Carson, as the black educated woman that you are,
yes,
how do you feel not working whilst in Korea? Do you feel you've lost your sense of identity, or was it part of you guys' plan for you to be a stay-at-home wife?
This is why you don't open your mouth, because that question's heavy and I don't want anything to do with it. So gonna go ahead and just pass the ball back and sit here with my mouth closed.
Okay, so how do I feel about not working while in Korea? I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I don't want to come here and sugarcoat anything. I love it. Look, before I moved to Korea, guys, I was working a 9-to-5 job that drained the life out of me. I really hated that job. I had to wake up every day at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the job, and I would get home at like 9 o'clock. It was really terrible. I didn't like it. The pay was crap. So when I moved to Korea, obviously coming to Korea, I know with the kind of visa, because I'm on a spousal visa, and with a spousal visa you cannot legally work in Korea. So I know with the type of visa that I'm gonna get, I wouldn't be able to work in Korea. So I knew all that. At first I enjoyed it. I enjoyed like, oh, I don't have to wake up at 5 in the morning. But I'm not gonna lie, after a while you tend to be like, okay, so what am I doing? I'm just at home, I have anything I'm doing, stuff like that. And that phase passed, and now I'm back in the phase of I'm living my best life. I'm enjoying it. I'm focusing the time I have off into YouTube, learning more like editing skills and stuff like that. So I'm using the time off for like some self-growth. I'm pretty sure there's going to be another phase in our life where I'll be working again. But
hang on, if I may, I feel like, especially in this day and age, like, it's not having a formal job that you go to every day doesn't mean you don't. You're constantly doing stuff for YouTube, and
yeah.
So just because you don't go to work at 7 a.m. doesn't mean you just like sleep until noon.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Esiri does lots of things, so it's I would say it's a little bit like, I know what they mean by not
No, I don't think this person is asking from like a judgmental. She just wants to know how I really feel. So the next person, this person says, you guys look stunning and on point. Oh, thank you for your very wonderful and nice.
That's not a question, but I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take as many of those as you want to send.
Okay, next question. This person says, why are you guys so cool? Why are we so cool? Are we cool? Do you think we're cool? Oh my god. Stop,
Rule number one of being cool is you have to not care about being cool. That makes you the coolest person in the room. Otherwise you're compensating, right? Yeah. It's like manly men. The irony is like, to be a manly man, you have to not give a shit about masculinity. Yeah. Wear the pink, wear makeup, and then you'll be like, dude, that guy's manly. He doesn't give a shit what anybody thinks, right? Yeah. Well,
anyway, thank you for thinking we're very cool.
Yeah, again, you framed it as a question, but really it was just a compliment. Thanks.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Much. Appreciate it. Okay, moving on. This next person says, oh, at this point, Carson should just start modeling. No cap.
Okay, I thought this was question time, not just fucking.
This is compliment time.
This is the YouTube equivalent of masturbation. We're just hyping ourselves up here.
You guys are just hyping us. Carson, they say you should be a model.
Okay, I guess. I actually, as a joke.
That's some something.
So as a joke, last week when we were in Incheon, I saw, or it's not Incheon, in Seoul, in Iksan-dong, I saw this like Samsung they were like asking for like foreigner models, and I applied to it, and then they got back to me. But I'm a little intimidated because they want like a, what do they call it? A comp card?
Like your stats.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, they really.
So who knows? Carson might just be a model.
I might just become a Samsung model. You might see me next time you go to the movies.
The next ad you see on your YouTube video you watch might be Carson advertising for Samsung. Putting it in the universe right now. You never can tell. Okay, thank you guys so much for your action. You guys are just like really hyping us, honestly.
This is the same person. Is this just you leaving comments on your own video?
With different names?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. This is an actual question. Do you guys plan to go back to Canada?
Yes and no. Short answer is we will go back for a couple months early next year. Canada is not really a place I see us living in like permanently. Like I could do like 6 months, like, you know what I mean, that way, but like settling down in Canada, I'll be honest, if you don't have a career lined up in Canada, it's just not a great place to be right now. It's cost of living is very high. What you get for the money you're putting out isn't very great. You know, in Korea, I can spend $10 on a bus card and take that bus all over the place. You just can't do that in Canada. You basically need a car. Yeah. Wages aren't great. I mean, it's like that almost everywhere, but Canada in particular, it's just like, you're not, the amount of money we make here in Korea, or I make here in Korea, we would be saving nothing. We would be barely making ends meet, and that's just unfortunately the reality of the situation. Is it's just like not very economically feasible. But even if it was, there's just like not a lot of places I want to stay in Canada. It's hard to explain. So the short answer is yeah, like we want to visit and stuff like that and spend you know, months at a time, or even a year, but it's not really a place unless you were paying me 6 figures. But even then, like there's very few cities in Canada where living on 6 figures would be like really comfortable, whereas I can make a third of what I make, or sorry, I can make a third of that in Korea and be very comfortable. So yeah, we have no plans of moving back to Canada in the foreseeable future. We can visit, but yeah. Okay, moving on. This person's asked, I would like to know who spend more financially between the two of you, or do you guys do 50-50? So I think what this person, I think this is 2 questions. The person want to know who spends more money between 2 of us, and also in our marriage, do we do 50-50 in terms of like finances? Do people say finances or finances? Finances.
Because I always don't know which one to say.
Who says finances?
Some people say finances.
Who's some people? Nigerians?
I guess Nigerians.
I'm not being rhetorical. I'm genuinely curious.
I've heard some people say my finance. Some people say my finance.
That's probably just Nigerians.
Okay.
Because I've never heard anybody say finances.
Okay,
before.
so who spends more between the 2 of us?
Do you want me to answer that?
Before we answer, we want you guys to just leave your comments. Who you think spends more between the 2 of us? Okay, you go answer.
Do you want me to answer?
Sure.
All right, I'll extend an olive branch and say I think we spend about the same, but we spend in different ways. If I had to guess, if we took every receipt in the house and added it up, I definitely think you spend more. That being said, the way we spend money is different. I can spend no money for like 3 months at a time, and then I'll drop $500.
That is so true.
Whereas you spend $100 a week, and then I spend $400 in a month, and you go, oh my god, you spent $400, and I'm like, you spent $100 4 times.
But guys, when you think about it, who spends more? I can spend like 20 here, 30 here, 50 here in a week. I mean, I did that video on how much I spend in a week, and we could see that I spent like about 130-ish in a week, and that's usually my week if I don't go for shopping. Or anything. But Carson, on the other hand, Carson would not spend any money for like 3 weeks, and the one day he decides to spend money, he will drop like 200 on a jacket.
So that still means I spend less than you. Do the math.
Oh, you spend
What's
more?
120 times 3? It's 360. What's my jacket worth? 150. So I spent what? I tried to extend an olive branch and bridge the gap, but she wasn't having it. She's got to win. But I'm telling you.
Anyways, well, yeah, that's how we spend. I spend here and there every other day.
And it adds up.
And Carson spends.
And I buy one thing.
And it's like.
And she panics. She's like, oh my god, it's 150. I'm like, you spend 50 a week for 6 weeks.
Okay, moving on. Agree. I spend more money. I'm gonna own it.
Yeah, now you're gonna own it. Now you're gonna make, yeah, of course.
I own it. I spend more, okay?
All right.
Okay, now the other part of the question is, do you guys do 50-50 in your marriage?
I don't know what that means.
I think 50-50 is, in terms of like finances, you say you bring 50 from your salary, I bring 50 from here to pay for rent, to buy food. I mean, first of all, I don't work.
We're a one-income household.
Yeah, we're a one-income household. And even if we were like a two-income, like if I work, Carson and I have just always said, your money is my money is your money. We just...
Have we? No, I don't.
No, it's my money is my money. Carson's money is our money.
That's more accurate. Yes, what's mine is yours and what's yours is yours. That is 100% correct. That's how a marriage is supposed to be, I think.
So it's not 50-50.
No, but I mean, like, we're married.
Jokes apart. Yeah, we're married. So the thing is, at the end of the day, every couple, you do what's best for your family. Like, if you think 50-50 is how it works for you, then absolutely. If not, you do it the way it works best for you. But yeah, since we're a one-income household for now, I would say it's all on Mr. Carson.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you were working full-time and you were like, well, okay, here's all the money, and then we put it in the same bank account, but then you said, okay, but I'm giving myself an allowance for fun.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, technically that would be your money. But
yeah.
We don't really think about it that way. But again,
honestly, we don't really think about it that way.
But again, that's a privilege we have because we live in Korea.
Yeah.
We don't have to really worry. We're not saving tens of thousands of dollars a month, but it's very easy to at least save a couple $100s a month here, like, without even really budgeting.
Yeah.
So it's a privilege. That's why we've been here for so long. It's a nice privilege.
Okay, so this is the last question. This person says, how do you both react when angry? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I like to try to nip. Well, I mean, I don't feel like I get angry very often, like actual, like, rawr, angry.
Yeah.
But that's because I like to nip that stuff in the bud well before it gets to that point. If I have an issue that I'm feeling, I really try my best to deal with it as soon as possible when it still feels petty and silly. When I'm like, look, this is bothering me, but because I just don't want to get to a point where, like, Esiri puts a fork down wrong and it makes me blow up. Esiri, on the other hand, says she's fine.
Hey, why are you answering for me? Okay, finish. Let me see if you're accurate. Finish. Esiri, on the other hand, says she's fine, but... No,
I'm gonna stop there. I sense I've made a mistake of some kind. I'd prefer not to elaborate.
He goes away.
Yeah, say nothing and then leaves. No, you know what? I know when to, you gotta know when to hold them. You gotta know when to fold them, and I'm just gonna fold.
How do I react to that? Because if I actually sit down like this, I'm like so
I'm like slumping.
But
just so that we're not.
If I sit up, I'm like, anyways, that's wow, brain.
What just happened?
Brain spasm.
Are you okay? You were like,
brain spasm. Anyways, how do I react when I'm angry? I know where Carson was heading to, but I wanted to say it for myself. But yeah, he was gonna say the correct thing. I, on the other hand, Carson likes to talk about stuff and just, first of all, we don't really get like really angry, and we don't fight very often, not to like brag or anything or like that, or to say, like, my God, we have a relationship where we have no fights. But when we do rarely have the fights we have, it's never like a big I'm shouting at you, we're shouting at each other. We never do that. You know, we're very respectful to each other. We never call each other names or, you know, those below the belt insults. We don't do that. But yeah, when we do have the little fights we do have, Carson likes, like I said, he likes to just talk about it and just let it go. But I have to be a woman. We have to be angry for a couple days. No, not for a couple days, for like one day, and then be like, anyways, and then talk about it. You see, he's like exasperated at me right now.
Look, I wouldn't be exasperated if women, and like, I'm generalizing here, okay? This is just in my experience with not even women I've just dated, just like women in my life in general. It's like, look, if you look at me and I go like, you okay? And you say, no, I'm angry at you right now.
But I need space.
But I need space. Fine, right? Fine, I get, okay, all right. What I hate is when you go like, hey, honey, baby, lovey, mom, sister, whoever you are you okay? And they go, yeah, totally fine. Totally fine. And you go, Are you sure? Because you don't feel...
You don't look fine.
You don't look fine.
Your face does not say fine.
You look upset. Like, was it something I did? Or like, and they're like, no, I'm totally fine. And you're like, are you sure? We can talk about it. And they go, no. And then you go, the minute you go, okay, well, you know, and then you turn away, they go, it's just that, and you're like, for fuck's sakes, just say it the first time.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I am more of that type of person because, you know, I have to be dramatic a little bit.
Yes, but you can still, see, you can win-win on this. You can still be dramatic. Just say, I'm mad at you, but I don't want to talk to you right now. And then you can do your little hair flip and you can do your thing and I have to go, oh shit, okay.
I'll do that for the next time we have a fight. But yeah, that is how we both react when we're angry. I'm trying to stop it because I know it can be a little bit toxic.
I ain't saying nothing.
And if I know it can be, but everybody reacts differently, right?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, for me the more toxic is when you kind of have that attitude for a much more longer period of time. If you go days without like actually trying to talk about like what the root problem is, because some issues might just be very little, like you didn't put the cup where you're supposed to put it, but there are deep-seated issues where that little cup there is annoying you, right? So we try to avoid, I know I'm like really deviating right now, but we try to make sure our fights don't get to the extent where little just your pants are there annoys me, but it's because you've done something really bad before and I'm just
looking for
I just bottled it all up and now your little pants that is there really annoyed me. But yeah, I guess we kind of answered the question.
We more than answered that question.
Yeah, so that is all the questions we got. We want to say thank you to everybody who sent a question, and we hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comment section. We would reply them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you did, don't forget to, if you enjoyed, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one.
See ya.
Bye.